Is belief in God reasonable? Have you ever wondered why everything from atomic particles to vast galaxies is governed by precise mathematical laws? Have you reflected on life itself, its variety, its complexity, and its amazing design? Many attribute the universe and the life in it to a great cosmic accident and evolution. Others give credit to an intelligent creator. Which viewpoint do you feel is more reasonable? Of course, both viewpoints involve faith. Belief in God rests on faith, as the Bible says no man has seen God at any time. John 1:18. Likewise, no human saw the forming of the universe or the commencement of life. Nor has anyone ever seen one kind of life evolve into a higher kind or even into a different kind. The fossil record shows that the major groups of animals appeared suddenly and have remained virtually unchanged. The key question, therefore, is this: which faith sits on a firm foundation? Faith in evolution or faith in a creator? Is your faith based on solid evidence? Genuine faith, says the Bible, is the evident demonstration of realities though not beheld. Hebrews 11:1. The New English Bible renders the verse this way: faith makes us certain of realities we do not see. No doubt you can think of a number of unseen realities in which you firmly believe. To illustrate, many respected historians believe that Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, and Jesus Christ once lived. Is the faith of these historians sound? Yes, for they can point to authentic historical evidence. Scientists, too, believe in unseen realities because of the evident demonstration that those realities exist. For example, the 19th century Russian chemist Dmitry Mendeleev became entranced with the relationship between the elements, the basic building blocks of the universe. He realized that they had certain things in common and could be grouped by both atomic weight and chemical properties. Because of his faith in the order of the groups, he drafted the periodic table of the elements and correctly predicted the existence of a number of elements unknown at the time. Archaeologists draw conclusions about earlier civilizations, often from items that have lain buried for thousands of years. Imagine, for example, that an archaeologist has unearthed dozens of carefully cut stone blocks of precisely the same size, neatly aligned on top of one another. They are also set out in a distinct geometric pattern that does not occur naturally. What would the archaeologist conclude? Would he attribute his find to coincidence? Most likely not. Rather, he would interpret it as evidence of past human activities, and that would be a reasonable conclusion. To be consistent, should we not apply the same reasoning to the design manifest in the natural world? Many people have taken that view, including respected scientists. The following is supplementary information. Should religious evils justify disbelief in God? Many people do not believe in a creator because of the well-known abuses and corruptions that blacken the history of many religions. Is that a sound reason for disbelief? No. The excesses and atrocities of organized religion, says Roy Abraham Verghese in his preface to Antony Flou's book There Is a God, have no bearing whatsoever on the existence of God, just as the threat of nuclear proliferation has no bearing on the question of whether E equals mc squared. The footnote reads, energy equals mass multiplied by the square of the speed of light. Returning to the article. Blind chance or purposeful design? Years ago, British mathematician, physicist, and astronomer Sir James Jeans wrote that in the light of advancing scientific knowledge, the universe begins to look more like a great thought than like a great machine. He also stated that the universe appears to have been designed by a pure mathematician, and that it provides evidence of a designing or controlling power that has something in common with our own individual minds. Other scientists have arrived at a similar conclusion since Jeans penned those words. The overall organization of the universe has suggested to many a modern astronomer an element of design, wrote physicist Paul Davies. One of the most famous physicists and mathematicians of all time, Albert Einstein, wrote, "The fact that the natural world is comprehensible is a miracle. In the eyes of many, that miracle includes life itself, from its fundamental building blocks to the amazing human brain." DNA and the human brain. DNA is the genetic material of all cellular organisms and the molecular basis for heredity. The footnote reads, DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. End of footnote. This complex acid has been compared to a blueprint or a recipe, for DNA is packed with information which is encoded in chemical form and stored in a molecular environment that is capable of interpreting that code and acting on it. How much information is stored in DNA? If the basic units, called nucleotides, were converted into letters of the alphabet, they would occupy more than 1,000,000 pages of a typical book, says one reference. In most organisms, DNA is bundled up into thread-like bodies called chromosomes, which are safely stored inside each cell's nucleus. The nuclei, in turn, have an average diameter of about 2/10,000ths of an inch. Think about that. All the information that produced your unique body is found in tiny packages that have to be observed under a microscope. As one scientist rightly said, living organisms have by far the most compact information storage and retrieval system known. That's saying something when you reflect on the memory capacity of computer chips, DVDs, and the like. What is more, DNA has by no means revealed all its secrets. Every discovery reveals a new complexity, says New Scientist magazine. The footnote reads, "When Charles Darwin formulated his ideas on evolution, he had no idea of the complexity of the living cell." End of footnote. Is it reasonable to attribute such perfection of design and organization to blind chance?